Hello, people of the internet. Alright, so yesterday we did microgreens, and today I'm going to show you my lovely fodder operation that I have going for my chickens. So right now we can literally count backwards on how many days it takes to grow this and before we can feed, because there is our lovely tray. It's not quite ready yet. I'm not too happy with this situation and how I'm growing things, but I thought I'd at least share with you what my process is thus far. So if we step all the way back to what we're feeding, this is red wheat. And day one, we are taking a cup of this. It's going to turn out to be about 5 ounces into a mason jar that we are going to soak with water. Yesterday I had you guys using a screen. Guess what? Screens are great on top of mason jars. You don't have to buy anything fancy. Chances are most people have a wide mouth mason jar hanging around, and if you're like me and you have dogs, you're going to have extra screen laying around because those little buggers will go through it any chance they get. Same with cats. So there you go. 1 cup wheat berries in a mason jar. Soak it. You're going to leave it in here for 24 hours, but every morning and night I want you to dump it, rinse it until you don't get any more foamy bubbles, and put it back on into the jar. These berries are then going to swell up nice and big, and we'll turn this around. And then for another 24 hours, you're going to rinse this twice a day, and then empty it out and let it drain at a 45-degree angle. And that way it keeps them nice and moist so they will start to germinate. Once they germinate, let's see if I can find them. I'm not even sure if I can get this thing in. But I don't know if you can tell. There's these little white bits. If it'll let me zoom in. See the little white bits coming out? Yay! They're starting to germinate. Once they do that, that's when I put them into these trays. These trays I've got off of Amazon. They are seed sprouting trays. They come in a pack of 5 for about 20 bucks. I figured not bad for something that is entirely reusable. I have no grow medium. I don't have to have any fancy water sprinkling crap. So it comes with a screen tray and a soaker tray at the bottom once we need it. But right now, 5-pack. So when they start sprouting, you're going to throw them in there. I just dump the whole can in and then use my sprayer off of the sink. And the sprayer actually spreads them out for me nice and evenly. So there you go. 1 cup and these lovely trays. Once you get it here, you're going to put a tray on top so it sits nice and dark. And I'm going to leave that on there for about another 24 hours. So there we go. Day 1, day 2, day 3. Here's day 4. Day 4, you're going to notice that they're starting to sprout. So this is a new tray that I just decided to let come open to the daylight. And look at, there's our little wheats coming up. Aren't they cute? So here you go. Morning and night, I'm taking these to the sink and I'm spraying them down. So I just take it out of here and I spray it down and I put it back in. When they start, there you go, see them? When they start getting roots like this, that's when I put water in the tray and I put an ever so tiny bit of MaxiGro in there and I sprinkle it around so the roots have something to start drinking. And I do that, sorry about that, there we go. So let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4. By day 5, they're starting to get like a little grass mat. Isn't that cute? And there's still water in there. So I'm not even going to bother doing anything with this one. I just put these into water this about 5 minutes ago. So this is an afternoon feeding. And there's day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we go up to day 6 from the second I started working on. Look, it's becoming a forest. Isn't it cute? I haven't even checked this one. So this one's dry. This one could use a little more water. Actually, what I might do with this one is dump the water, like from day 5 to day 6. I'm going to dump the water out of here, and I'm just going to hose it down and let these dry out. If they get too wet, you're going to start getting mold on your root mat. No bueno. So this guy, in a little bit, I'll just take over to the sink, use my hose sprayer, spray it down for about a good minute, shake it, put it back in here without any water. Don't panic, it's not going to need it. Here we go. Here's day 7. Our forest is getting more exciting. And let's see what we doing. Day 7, I'm doing the same thing by the looks of it. I'm taking it to the sink. Oops, hold on. And I'm just going to spray it. And I do that mainly because, believe it or not, the drier these are, the better. I'm just giving us a drink of nutrients when they first start getting roots. And then from that point forward, I'm actually just letting them go to the sink, spraying it down twice a day so it has water with no water underneath. I'm just letting it use the bottom tray as a drainage mat. Excuse me. Holy crap, day 8. They seem to really enjoy day 8. Day 8, I'm back to putting water underneath. The reason why I'm doing that is because we're starting to get so thick that if I were to spray on top, it'd be hard for the center to get dry. Again, you don't want mold, and these do not have mold inside. So day 8, we have no mold. Day 9, this is quite a while ago. This is one of my first experiments. So this guy, even though it's 9 days old, looks worse than this one. And that's because this was an experimental batch for me on what not to do. And same thing, I am feeding from underneath because up top is way too thick to be able to get dry at some point in time. I'm going to let this guy go for another day before I feed it. Here's the reason why. You want these to split into 2 before you harvest them. And I've only got 1 spire on these. And when I harvest, what I do is I take this thing totally out, I put it into a feed bucket, I get a sharp knife, and I cut the root mat off. And I put that in the feed bucket, and then I just pull this out, put that in the feed bucket also. Right now I'm getting about 2.5 pounds. I think I can do better off of a tray. I want to see more like 3, maybe 4 pounds, which I think by the time I get to this tray I'm starting to get some better density now that I've figured out my feeding programs. So look at the density on that one compared to the density on that one. Big difference. And even this guy's got pretty good density. So that's my system. We'll keep trying it out in different ways and see if I can make these go any better. But there you go. Day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 was an experiment, so it looked kind of weak. Otherwise, it would actually be twice as high as that guy. So ignore the fact that day 9 looks weak. It should actually be taller and ready to feed, but it's not. All right, if you got any questions, feel free to come back. Share our videos. I will do my best to put likes and links as to what it is I'm actually feeding in the comment section for you. Hope you have a good one. See you later.